Ought to put one more on there. That should be enough to get her going.
Not that you'd try this at home, but isn't it nice to know if flames broke out, your smoke detector would probably respond in seconds. But house fires aren't always flaming like this one. So at the State Fire Marshal's Training Academy, we turn down the heat. And instructor Bob Jones stokes a slow-burning, smoldering fire.
You can see the light smoke coming out of it now. This is a typical fire that you would find in a residential structure, maybe a cigarette left in a couch, or maybe a cushion left up against a baseboard heater.
Each type of fire throws a different kind of smoke particle into the air. And each of these smoke detector technologies uses a different kind of sensor to alert you to a fire. Tests like this have shown that one technology has a clear advantage identifying smoke particles from a smoldering fire, while the other can sit silent for 30 minutes or longer while smoke builds. Now here's the thing that may alarm you. This is the smoke detector that was slow to sound. It's the kind that's commonly found on store shelves in more than 90% of American homes. This is probably the smoke detector you have in your home.
It's hard to look at it and try to understand how 3 lovely angels could have been lost.
The home of Judy Mitchell Ballard's ex-husband had a working smoke detector, according to fire records, when flames tore through the house last October.
So maybe, you know, if that smoke alarm went off earlier, they would be here. Kayla, my youngest, my baby, she was a wonderful little jewel. Then there's Emily, my middle child. Our favorite thing to say was, "I love you, Mom." And I would say, "I love you more." Caitlin, my oldest, she was a wonderful best friend.
The Ballard sisters' deaths are part of a sobering statistic. People who have died in fires in homes with working smoke detectors. King 5 studied records of the 435 fire deaths recorded in our state in the last 10 years. More than a quarter of them, 119 deaths, occurred in homes in which investigators discovered operable smoke detectors. The number could be even higher if you add cases in which investigators could not determine if smoke detectors work. Factors like arson or alcohol contributed to some fatalities, but many victims are those who need early warning: elderly, disabled, or children.
There is a technology that is more likely to save your life versus less likely.
Dr. Vito Bobrowskis is the first person ever to earn a PhD in fire science, a former senior government fire researcher, and probably one of the few people to read the fine print in this, the government's massive 2004 smoke detector study. He's surprised that after these tests, researchers gave a passing grade to the most common type of household smoke alarm, the ionization model.
Their own data do not support that.
The study tested ions head-to-head against lesser-used photoelectric models, the technology that sounded first in our demonstration. Researchers found ions are seconds faster detecting flaming fires, a life-saving advantage, the study says, in a fast-growing fire. But the ions average 30 minutes slower in smoldering fires, which spread deadly smoke. Dr. Bobrowskis says smoldering fires are silent killers that often strike when you most need an alarm.
When you're asleep, the kind of fire that is likely to arise is smoldering rather than flaming.
Your research shows that.
My research shows that.
Homeowners have been schooled in the report's bottom line message that either type of smoke detector provides adequate protection, including ions, which have had the government seal of approval since the 1970s.
The government's simply running on idle and resuscitating the old stuff out of their historical files and saying, we don't need to change those conclusions. Well, folks, you do.
going to the rock concert first.
I'm gonna put this beautiful bracelet on you.
I'm gonna stick it right to you.
You're never gonna need these again. You're totally set.
Have a great day. This beautiful bracelet on you.
Gary Locke is a veteran politician, but even those